play at any level?
No. I don't know if you know, but no, I don't. I have no idea. Yeah.
What's that feel like when you got that early?
Yeah. It's you get a recipient of a nice pass in the first one from Gabe. Put it in, and then the next. Just kind of be in the right spot, and one of those that the bounces just seem to be going the right way, especially early. And we've had those nights where the other night we're hitting post, and they're not going your way. So just one of those nights where able to bury a couple.
Since you guys have clamped down defensively over the last couple of games, or what we're seeing in the results kind of the example of good defense leading to better quality offense?
Yeah, you hear it all the time, and not from us, but around the league, and it's, it is true. It's one of those that, if you're moving your feet, coming back and taking away time and space, and, the other team gets frustrated, and, we've been in that position a lot this year where, it's a tight game, and, there's not much, and we're comfortable in that spot where, it might take all 59 minutes to score the last second or something. So we've definitely matured in that aspect where you got to be able to play the game in front of you, but knowing that every single night that you can play that shut down, not give teams much, kind of keep them to the outside. The shots are getting there, hopefully not as great as many as we get, and that's kind of your foundation. Then you can respond, and the offense will come.
You're a scorer. You've always been a scorer. I'm sure you take pride in that, and have always taken pride in that. But being that defensive-minded player that you've grown in more and more into over the years, how much pride do you take into that backside of the game?
Yeah, I think every single guy in this room takes a ton of pride, and it's definitely something that it was a learning curve for this group. I think it's it's just years of building the culture in that, and being comfortable coming in the next day, win or lose, and looking at what we need to be better with, and pushing each other as a group, and understanding that there's always ways to improve, and just even as a line too, just kind of the progression that we've seen playing with Scheif over the years, and I think I think we just keep taking steps, and it's fun to be part of.
The second goal, there's the puck out front. You have a quick reaction to move it to your backhand. You've also had a lot of instances this year where you're breaking up plays. How much do you think your reads and reactions in instances has evolved over the last couple of years and kind of led to that all-around game progressing?
It's tough to say. I would like to think they get better. It's just I don't know how to measure that. It's the game of hockey. It's such a there's so many fast reads, and it comes at you so quick in so many different ways. So you can break it down into multiple different assets. I don't know how to answer that, but yeah, we've been feeling great lately.
They're at the end of a 5-game trip. I guess there's no mercy though, right?
They were at the. Is that what you said? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think our mindset changes whether we get a team coming in back to back or first time on the road, and we knew they were good on the road too, so that we definitely were aware of that. And over the last couple weeks, we've always talked about our starts, and that's got to be a staple for us, just like our defensive game. We got to come out strong and play for the lead.
What's going through your mind in real time on the breakaway call?
Yeah, just. Obviously, just analyzing everything, reading the goalie kind of, and I got a couple moves in my head. Maybe I'm thinking, and just seeing where he reacts off of what I do, and just kind of take the space that's there, and make a move.
You've won games in a lot of different styles of late, and yet I think of that Kings one where you stayed in it, and then you guys got the tying goal. Does a game like this, where you guys score almost at will, whenever you get a chance, you pounce on it, kind of deal, almost give you more confidence that in games like that where you stay in it, you're gonna you're gonna get that goal as long as you get a chance?
Yeah, it could. I could see that. At the same time, it's it's just a function of who you're playing too. The Kings are off the charts defensively. They see what they kind of hold teams to. So it's just having the mindset of who you're playing every single night.
You've played Vancouver 25 times in your career now and scored 15 goals. Is there an explanation for that, or just one of those things?
No. Yeah, I guess one of those weird stats there. Yeah.
Aware of it even going in?
No. Yeah, just.
Okay. No, you are.
Thanks.
Sort of change the complexion of it, or help you sort of settle into the game?
Yeah, well, I think it just takes them out of it completely. especially when you score 2 in a row that fast. I mean, 1-0 game, they're still in it, but when they score, KC scores a second and third that fast, it's really deflating for them, and you know, we really just took over from there. So it was a really good boost for the group.
I know that he doesn't score literally every time he shoots, but sometimes it feels almost automatic. What are you seeing from Kyle on burying all these chances that he's getting?
Yeah, I think you're just seeing a guy that's super confident in his game and his shot and his stick handling tonight on that breakaway. I think you just see a guy that's in complete control, and he's not second-guessing himself. He has obviously a very high ability to score goals, and he's got that knack for it, but when he gets in those chances, he doesn't, you know, get excited or anything. He's just calm and collected, and he always seems to, you know, his shot's unbelievable. So, but then you see tonight he has a couple, you know, the breakaways, great hands, the rebounds, a nice, you know, catch on his forehand and backhand, like stuff like that. Like can score in so many different ways. So it's a treat to watch.
What's your new line opened up in your game and in your line mates' games?
Yeah, I think well, we all bring a little bit of something different, right? Like Nino's a big, you know, power forward that, you know, don't get me wrong, he can make a lot of plays, but he can win a lot of puck battles. He can, you know, protect pucks along the wall and open up a lot of space in the O-zone, and then when the play's there, he can make it. You know, Coop he brings that speed. He's so fast. He can really back a lot of people off. He's great on the forecheck. He's got a good stick. Great on faceoffs. So, and then, you know, I try to bring complement them with the forechecking and turning pucks over, and then being in the right spot for them, and you know, try to bring that playmaking, the passing, and you know, that kind of side of it. So I think right now, I mean, last game was, you know, first game together, and then tonight was, you know, a really good step in the right direction. I think there's still a lot of things that, you know, we could have done a little bit better, but, you know, we were happy with, you know, how we kind of gelled tonight, and we're reading off each other and making plays, so it was a good step.
You look like you're winning a lot of puck battles out there this year, and a lot of great defensive plays. But where do you feel you are at the other side of the puck, and just the kind of, you know, things that make a hockey player a better player outside of the points on the board?
Yeah, that's it. I think I'm starting to realize a little bit more and trying to focus on that. You know, not every night you're gonna contribute on the stat sheet, and you're not going to score a goal or get a couple points every night, but if you can, there's so many different ways to, you know, impact the game and help your team win, and I'm starting to really put an emphasis on that, and it starts in the D zone, and also putting an emphasis on those puck battles and winning 50-50s and how important they are for keeping pucks alive in all three zones, and you know, I've seen a major improvement in that part, and still lots to go, and still trying to just learn every day.
With Kyle Connor, obviously, you know, his shot, his hands, those are things that people marvel with. But for you and your teammates, like, is there almost a bit of awe in terms of his hockey sense and the way that he reads plays before it, you know, even comes about?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like he's always in the. I mean, we're going to talk about his goal scoring. I'm going to say this to begin with, that his playmaking is off the charts too, but I'm going to go on about his goal scoring, that he's always in the right spot. He just has that, you know, instinct, that ability to find the soft area, to, you know, find a weak spot in the coverage, and whether it's his speed or his brain, whatever it is, he finds that little soft spot, and then his shot takes over, his hands take over, whatever it is. And there's lots to learn from a guy like that, and he's it's pretty special to watch in games, but to just see it in practice every day, the stuff he does is crazy.
Was that breakaway goal just vintage KC?
Pardon me?
That breakaway goal, is that just, you see him in practice, that vintage KC breakaway?
Yeah, I've seen that move a few times. Seen it a few times in a game as well. I think it's either that or, well, I'm not going to say, but it's he's got a couple moves, but that one you see a lot. So, yeah, he can make goalies look silly for sure.
Sorry about that. 2 assists, 100 points. What does that milestone mean to you?
Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty. You know, that's pretty cool to accomplish. I think you know, it's a step in the right direction again. Like, you're just trying to build every day and get better as a player, and the points will come. And but that's definitely 100 points is definitely a cool milestone, and you know, a building block to more to come, I guess.
Thanks, Cole.
For Kyle Connor, it was dominant for
Yeah.
the team, but for him specifically.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Obviously we had talked, I think, a couple of weeks ago about our starts, and we've been getting a lot better at it, getting kind of out of the gate, and thought we did that tonight as a group. They made a mistake, not a mistake, but they turned the puck over, and we obviously it was bang bang play right in the back of the net, and just like a lot of what we did in that first period, kind of got off in playing our game right away, and certainly was the difference.
For Cole Perfetti, I mean, he's worked on other parts of his game, but for him, I thought on Saturday he got to the blue paint pretty well.
Yeah.
What's it like for him to get a reward, a couple of points here?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest sort of the difference, as I mentioned this morning. Last year he went through a stretch where he's having a tough time, whether it was scoring or getting points, and it felt like he was getting farther and farther away from the net. Now he's staying in the fight. He's winning in a lot of his one-on-one confrontations or battles, and again, he's playing, making plays. He's getting in there, and he does that. That's when he's at his best.
To your point about targeting starts that you weren't probably the happiest with before Christmas around that time there, a lot of teams have issues like that, and they'll plague them all year. What is it about your team that you're able to target an issue like that and get a response?
Yeah, you know what? It's just kind of staying on top of them, I guess, is the biggest way. About just kind of drilling into home about simplifying early on, instead of trying to make a high-risk play, like this, as simple as possible. We know when we get pucks in, and you can, through video, through talking, showing guys doing it in the games. Our forecheck is real strong. When it is, when we're on, that's when the offensive zone time really goes up, and I think the guys see that. I look at the game in Colorado. I know we lost that New Year's one, but our first 30 minutes was really strong, and it was because we did a lot of those things, and it just kind of, we've been doing a lot more of it, and I think the guys recognize it amongst themselves, the buy-in to get off to a good start, your first couple of shifts to be strong, and that'll lead to, a strong period for us.
To your point this morning about teams coming in and showing you their best, it seems like teams are coming in with a plan for your power play now. But as the game goes on, it's almost like your guys are figuring out the weakness in that power play. Just a thought on your power play's ability to learn in game to get those late power play goals.
Yeah, I think there's a combination of different things that happen. It's your players, it's their hockey IQ and their knowledge, and they recognize that that there's certain things that maybe in this tonight that Vancouver might be looking to take away. But it's not a lot different than our PK, that all of a sudden, okay, here's what you think they're, sometimes they're going to this certain look and then they change it off, and might take you one, sort of run through it to figure it out, and that's what happens with the power play. Whether that's the players' IQ, the coaches, that, we make some adjustments that we see that might be beneficial to us, and that's all part of kind of on the fly, and I think that's one thing right now. We're sort of multi-dimensional when it comes to our power play. There's different areas where we can strike, and that's something we sort of started in training camp and mentioned about everybody's a threat, and that's what we're seeing. I mean, I don't know how that second unit didn't score in the second period with all the quality chances they got, but they found the hole, and they found the spot, and they got some great looks off it.
Kyle Connor was asked about his breakaway, and he said that he had a couple of plans, and he was waiting to see what the goalie did in response to him. Some guys move that fast, some guys have fast hands, but his brain is going at 1,000,000 miles a minute to be able to do that. How does that happen? Can you put that into perspective of how elite that is?
I was always jealous because you hear those skill guys, those great players, they say it's like they slow down and go in slow motion. I was the opposite. My brain was going 100 miles an hour. But it's exactly what they say. That they get in there, and he's thinking about probably 3 different moves that he might try. The normal person is just probably trying to do something as fast as possible. But he has, I've seen him kind of do 3 different moves all in sort of the same practice against the same, against their goalies and stuff. And, that shot is the threat, so that for him to go to fake it at all, I'm sure that, froze the goaltender like he did. And that's just another skill set that he has.
Gabriel Velarde with a few primary assists, and it seems like many shifts, he knocks at least one puck down. Seems like maybe an underrated aspect of his game.
Yeah, I don't know if he played baseball or not, but he has good hand-eye, that's for sure. We talked often about him in tight areas. He can make plays, and we saw that goal in New York where he knocked it out of the air and made that great play to fly. You see lots of it. Again, another guy that has a skill set that it's hard to teach. Sometimes these guys just they do things that you just kind of you go, wow, that's another great opportunity, another great situation.
And then you mentioned the PK just a moment ago, sort of in context of the power play too. Seems like a little bit of a warm into a hot streak maybe going on for that PK. What are you liking from it?
Yeah, I think it's cohesive. I think that we're moving together. We're in sync about what's kind of coming with the opposition. I think we're starting to figure out a little bit some pairs here on how we're working it. Big thing, Sammy's back. That helps that a lot. But I just think that we're taking the threat away, sort of recognizing the opposition where they're looking to go most of the time, and we're trying to stay over top of that as much as possible, make them go to plan C or plan D, and that's probably been the best part of it.
The second goal with Cal Connor, it's a rebound, and he quickly makes a move there to score and get around Lincoln. And just his ability to react on plays and those quick moves, like how much do you think that's contributed to his all-around game kind of progressing, whether it's on the penalty kill, defensively, just his reads and how he's reacting and weaponizing his natural skills?
Yeah, his hockey IQ is off the charts, and I think that's where a lot of it comes from. When he has the puck, he's got ice in his veins when he does stuff. I think that, the other side of it, where we like him on the PK, is his anticipation. He recognizes maybe where that next play is going, probably because he plays on the power play. But he's real good at anticipating plays. And whether that's Gabe picking off that pass in the corner and him darting, getting to the net front all alone by himself, like the goal you mentioned. It's just that ability to recognize what the next play is going to be, and he's kind of almost like he's one step ahead of it.
As a coach, obviously the shot and his raw skills appeal to you like anyone else, but do you almost find yourself being the most impressed with that hockey sense?
I didn't know about it until I got here, and then I've seen it over the last few years. I think it's part of his drive that drives him every shift. He wants to score every shift. He wants to get 7 goals a game, and that's what those top players, those guys that are true goal scorers. That's what they want. They want to score every time they get the puck on their stick, and he's driven like those guys are.
What did you like about the Kupari Perfetti
that
line tonight?
was a really good line, and I was waiting for you guys to ask me about that. But I thought they were really good. I really did. I thought they were good. I liked a lot of how they. Coop used his speed, but then Nino used his size. Fetz used his hockey IQ and vision, and it was a good chemistry there, and it was nice to see all the lines actually were getting some opportunities, especially making plays. And that line, we threw it together the other night, and I thought tonight they were real good.
Your second and third line kind of have, like the really good defensive guy, the guy who's a good mix of offense and defense, and then the guy who's got that skill up front. Is there something about that trio that is working with both those two lines?
Well, I think there's one of everything on that line. Coop's got the speed and they can skate, and you got Nino's size, and he knows to get to the net front. And like I just mentioned there, Fetz has got the ability to make plays, hold on to pucks, and I thought they did a good job of not getting away from each other. I thought they did a good job of staying close to each other. Then they cycled, they interchanged. They were helped stay with real good support to create the next play. And theirs was a little different. They got the first one. They did a great job on the forecheck. Got it back to P, and he pounded it. The Nino one that was put the puck to the net. I think Coop shot at the net, and then it's typical Nino, go to the net and create the havoc, and might be a greasy goal, but that's the ones he likes to score. Thanks. Yep.